Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our conference. Thank you on behalf of my organization, Human Reforms and Innovation Public Union. Today we will discuss with you the issues of refuge, forced migration, and especially on this discipline, because there are a few countries in the former Soviet Union that didn't face this problem. At the same time, it also exists in the Kafkas region where they will live. You know, the refuge emerged because of the problem that once existed between Azerbaijan and Armenia. At the same time, the same terrible picture is being observed in Georgia and Ukraine, where war is currently raging. In short, today we will about refuge as well as the return Western Azerbaijans living in Azerbaijan to their homes and their concept of return. The event is being held with the framework of the project protection of the rights of return of Western Azerbaijan on international platforms, which the financial support of the Agency of State Support of NGOs of the Republic of Azerbaijan. So we discussed, I will...
Because when I listened to you, I had the feeling that we already had with you long discussions. Because I believe I will really, how can I say, repeat everything that you just saying, just from the refugees perspective. Yes. We can.
Our vision is a world where everyone fully participates and contributes to an inclusive society and public life. We do a lot of work on anti-discrimination, on migrant integration. And I am also representing myself personally. I can call myself a recent Turkish immigrant from Izmir. I've heard there is
out the state. Always others inside is never one group of people speaking the same language, having the same history, the same by the state authorities, that it is a gift, an enriching gift, to live in a society where people have different backgrounds, are as they are. Therefore, I studied theology, philosophy, politics, French, Italian, Spanish, German literature, pedagogics, arts, and linguistics. The university refused all these 8 subjects. I said there's always a permission to do what you want, and I got the permission. And when then in the 90s I was asked by the European Commission to host
I am greeting all of you. I am Saud Ibrahim Link. I am member of the Supervisory Board of the Agency for State Support of Non-Governmental Organizations.
Ben bugün size kendi Azerbaycan alanının Ermenistan'ın gayri hukukları anlaşacağım.
Today I will talk to you about Western Azerbaijanis' right to return to Armenia.
Ukraine, and I'm refugee from Ukraine. And thank you so much, Silvia and Frederick. Because when I listened to you, I had the feeling that we already had with you long discussions. Because I believe I will really, how can I say, repeat everything that you just saying, just from the refugees perspective. Yes. We can move from.
Okay.
22 and with my mom, she is here, so I know how also many refugees from Ukraine, how difficult to integrate different generations into society. The first of all,
5 state authorities that it is a gift, an enriching gift, to live in a society where people have different backgrounds.
Yeah, it was horrible and painful for me because, as I told her, I'm responsible for my daughter. But when I came and saw this warm and
because when I listened to you, I had the feeling that we already had with you long discussions, because I believe I will really, how can I say, repeat everything that you just saying, just from the refugees perspective. Yes. We can move forward. 22, and with my mom, she is here, so I know how also many refugees from Ukraine, how difficult to integrate different generations into society. The first of all, because when I listened to you, I had the feeling that we already had with you long discussions, because I believe I will really, how can I say, repeat everything that you just saying, just from the refugees perspective. Yes. We can move forward.
Certain number of women were raped, sometimes in the night, at nightmares. That means I remember the noise, not from making love, but in the night when people have nightmares and are terrified. I had a very wise mother. She explained me that I'm very special. She explained me I'm a sort of elite, not having only one identity, from there is now Poland and Russia, but 2 identities. And I should be feel proud and happy and grateful compared to the other people who have nothing like me, who had only one identity. They arrived very poor with the backpack, with the rucksack, and my mother explained to me.
Siz bundan haberdarsınız.
I hope that you're aware of that.
Avrupa'dan Azerbaycan'la Ermənistan normallaşması perspektivi necə görünür?
How does it look, the perspective of normalization between Armenia and Azerbaijan from the European perspective?
Avropa hansı töhfəni verə bilər? Onların perspektivindən hansı töhfə verə bilərlər?
And what kind of support can Europe render for the normalization?
2 short aspects. First,
Sizə təcrübə etsə yaxşı olar.
the first is
İki məqam.
in the 2
Birincisi,
countries, the following has to happen. The educational curricula have to be changed.
iki ölkədə də əvvəla təhsil məlumatları dəyişdirilməlidir məktəblərdən.
To avoid to demonize the other side.
Digər tərəfi pisləşdirməkdə
Bir Azerbaycan icma üyesi var.
Second question is, where do they live now?
İkinci sual, hal-hazırda harda yaşıyorlar?
And 3 and 4, I see now. 3, where were they living before on the territory which is now Armenia? Was it in Siunik, in the south, or where was it?
Üçüncü sual, onlar Qərbi Azərbaycanlılar indiki Ermənistanın hansı ərazisində yaşayırlar? Siyunikdə mi, yoxsa başqa bir ərazi miydi?
And fourth point, we have said, and you said it to me before, that Armenian-speaking people would be allowed to return to Nagorno-Karabakh if they would accept nationality of Azerbaijan and loyalty to Azerbaijan. Now, therefore, the question, vice versa, would the Western Azerbaijan community persons, while you spoke, I thought, I'm a Ukrainian woman. But no, listen, my husband, my father, my brothers are fighting there. I'm here with the children. And I feel very patriotic. I want that my country is not defeated by Russia. Wouldn't it be, and now the question, would it be a betrayal to my country, to those people who are fighting there? Some of them have died. Would it be a betrayal if I would accept in my heart to integrate into the Belgian society and to become, if within the next 10 years, even Belgian citizen, my kids, that they would live here in Belgium? Is it not a betrayal? This is a rhetorical question, and I think a lot of women, a lot of Ukrainians, at the bottom of their heart have this question: am I prepared to become a part of the diaspora, of Ukraine in Belgium, France, or wherever? And it is not so easy to answer, because, but on the other hand, it might even be in the midterm very positive for Ukraine to have a diaspora in several countries.
I have a question. We can see on the MyPix, especially the Eastern EU members constantly score lower on it. And do you think that's mainly due to like policy design or implementation capacity?
That's a very good question. I didn't go much into detail on what MyPix actually measures, but we're looking at policies in particular, not implementation per se. There could be countries who score high, but they don't do very well implementation. So for Portugal, you can say, come on, Swedish implementation probably trumps Portugal. Probably you have a point there. So answering your question, mainly the issue here is that they do not have good policy frameworks. That means that, but even when it comes to implementation, there are challenges. For instance, let's say continue with citizenship, because we talked about it a little bit and we're concerned about changing